So I was at our local county fair about a month ago, doing normal fair stuff, watching the sea lions, playing the rigged games, watching a bunch of roosters chase a remote control truck around, when I was approached by a couple of Jehovah's Witnesses. They gave me this book to read. Now, if I've learned anything from existing, opportunity is like a Jehovah's Witness. You never know when it's going to show up. So I figured I may as well talk about this book on my channel because... Shit, I dropped it. Because, hey, I didn't have to look for something to respond to. So in this video, I will cover the prelude to the first chapter of this book, What is God's Purpose for Us? When you read the newspaper, watch television, or listen to the radio, you may hear many stories about crime, war, and terrorism. Actually, no I don't. I am a 17-year-old boy. I do not read the newspaper except to read the comic strip Pearls Before Swine. I do not listen to the radio because it is the current year. And the TV I watch is all fictional. Now, those fictional stories may contain plots about war, crime, and terrorism, but that's only because any stories without conflict are dull as someone who says heck instead of hell. Perhaps you are personally suffering because of an illness or because someone you love has died. Nope. Ask yourself, is this what God wants for me and my family? Now that would be non-applicable because I obviously don't believe in God. But I ask you, random Christian watching this for some reason, is insert bad thing that's happening to you right now what God wants for you? Is it all part of His plan? What could you have possibly done to deserve it? And how could what you did to deserve it actually be your fault since it's all part of God's plan? Where can I find help to cope with my problems? Friends, family, therapy, r/homework help, IGN game walkthroughs, relatable memes, the list goes on. Will there ever be real peace? Ah, yes. Definitely. When all life has been eradicated. The Bible provides convincing answers to all of those questions. So, based on the question earlier about, is this what God wants for me and my family? This is obviously a book targeted at other Christian denominations. I mean, if it was targeted towards atheists, it wouldn't say that because we obviously don't believe in a God. But if this was targeted at Muslims, it would say, is this what Allah wants? Or if it was targeted at Hindus, it would say, is this what your gods want? So I'm pretty sure the people that you want reading this book already believe that the Bible has answers. The Bible teaches us that God will do amazing things here on the earth. People will no longer feel pain, grow old, or die. Revelations 21:4. Pain and death shouldn't be something that you just take away. Pain is something that is part of you. It's something that helps define who you are. You need your pain to be who you are. Also, imagine a world without death. Death is necessary to nature. A world without death would be, well, for starts, overpopulated, but that'd be the least of your problems. If you ask me, a world without death would be torturous. It'd be horrible to be unable to die. Any fatal injury would be a gateway to a form of hell that's probably worse than what's described in any of the holy books ever. A bullet through the head wouldn't kill someone, it would condemn them to the life with the mental capacities of a small child if they're lucky. A beheading, you would just be living your life as a severed head, unable to breathe, speak, eat, drink, or feel your body. It would just honestly be the worst possible thing imaginable. The lamb will leap like the deer. The eyes of the blind will be opened. The dead will be brought back to life. No one will get sick. Everyone on earth will have plenty to eat. Now, I've already made my opinions on death clear, but all of this stuff describing sounds like something that can be, accomplished with technology. It sounds like Captain Picard describing Earth in Star Trek The Next Generation. And I get the feeling that once we get to a technological level where we can accomplish all this, Jehovah's Witnesses will be saying, you see in our book right here, this means God's come back. Yes, it does. Why did I decide to record so late at night? But God has promised to make those changes on the earth very soon, and the Bible explains how He will do so. How do you know God's going to actually do these things very soon? Did he leave a precise date, like in the 3rd decade of the 1st century of the 2nd millennium after my crucifixion, I'll do the thing? Or is God like me and he says things like, I have plans to figure out a way to do this thing. I'll get around to it eventually. And I can assume the explanation is something with a bit more substance than, oh, magic, or it just works. The Bible does more than that. It tells us what we need to know in order to be truly happy and enjoy life right now. Think for a moment about the things that make you worry. These may include money or family matters, bad health, or the death of someone you love. The Bible can help you cope with these problems, and it can confront you by can comfort you by answering such questions such as these. Why do we suffer? How can we cope with our problems? Can our family be happy? So these first 3 questions are obviously targeted towards people who are suffering from depression. And you may not know this about me, but I am actually a somewhat depressed person. I know I don't come off that way on camera, but I am. I tend to go from feeling happy to feeling worthless, and like nothing I'll do will actually, be good, and I'll be unable to be happy. And this is actually the reason that my upload rate is so spotty. People talking about their religion like it's something that will actually fix your problems is something that pisses me off the most. I know that if any religious people see this, they'll take it as proof that no one outside their religion can be happy, and what I need to solve my problems is Jesus. But that's not it. I can be happy. When I'm working towards a goal, or actually trying to accomplish something, I'm happy then. It's just when I don't do that, I feel like I have no reason to actually try working towards something because it will be terrible, so... yeah, I'm not exactly in the best place when it comes to my mental health. My point is that I may be a stereotype. I'm a nerd, I hate religion, I love memes, I love Star Trek, I collect Star Trek ships, I collect useless collectibles and stuff like that. I am a stereotype, I'll admit that, to some degree. But just because an individual fits a stereotype, that doesn't mean anything about the group as a whole. Sorry about that, got a bit personal there. Back to the normal part of the video. What happens to us when we die? Our body is decomposed. As for what happens to our mind, no one can say, because no one has actually survived their own death and lived to tell about it. Will we ever see our dead loved ones again? Yes, when you look at old pictures or go grave robbing. Why can we be confident that God will do everything that he has promised? Excellent question, book. Hey, Christians down there in the comments. Yes, I'm talking to you. Could you just answer me that question? I know you're busy, in the comments about how I'm a stereotype that needs Jesus, but could you just answer that for me? The fact that you are reading this book shows you want to know what the Bible teaches. No, if I actually wanted to know what that book teaches, I would have read it myself and formed my own, interpretation, instead of reading this and getting an extremist interpretation shoved down my throat. This book will help you by providing you with video ideas. Yes, I know, book. I'm gonna end it here because it's basically the end of this little part here. So, like, comment, subscribe, all that bullshit. Follow me on my Twitter at DisappointedO, where you can vote on my next videos, or at least the order that they come out in. And also, head over to my Patreon and give me money. I know I don't have any rewards set up yet, but I am planning to have a special reward set up for all the people who give me money before I actually have rewards. So yeah, do all the things.